Maybe just slide everything from this side to that side. But still give me a little bit, cover that up a little bit on the right. Okay. La luz también. Okay, everybody, so shalom, shalom. As you can see, we got some more information we want to share with you. First of all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who is worthy to be praised and kind toward us sinners on the earth, right? Who sent his son to die for our sins and transgressions and iniquity, who is faithful to forgive us if we repent of our sins and transgressions and turn away from iniquity. All right, so today what I want to go over real quick, I'm not going to be long. I want to talk about the racism and the Braxton Hicks of the coronavirus. Okay, racism and Braxton Hicks of the coronavirus. All right, racism, because of the way the nations are reacting and the way that they're responding and how they're treating other people. So it's more like a nationalism, more than a racism, but it's going to change. And then also we want to go into the Braxton Hicks, which the Braxton Hicks contractions are like a warm-up practices or warm-up exercises for the woman's uterus, the uterine muscles, effacement of the cervix and so on, when she's about to have a baby. So it just makes this movement in her area that she's going to be using to have the baby. It makes a movement there, all right? It contracts so that her body is getting ready to bring forth that baby, all right? So what we see happening right now with the coronavirus, this is the Braxton Hicks contraction that Yahweh is using to prepare the environment, to prepare people's minds, to prepare people's reactions, to prepare the earth for what's about to happen. The Most High is going to bring waters of blood. We've seen that already all over the earth. We saw already on the earth. Now the Most High is bringing pestilence. All right, we're seeing that right now over the earth. But these things are going to come upon Babylon, the United States of America, first and foremost, with the 10 plagues of Egypt. And then, as we see happening now, let's go into Isaiah chapter 13, and let's read verse 11 through 16. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11. And I'll punish the world for evil.
So Yahweh is going to punish the whole world for the evil that they've done. Okay?
And the wicked for their iniquity.
So the Most High is going to punish all the wicked. All right, for their what?
For their iniquity.
All the wicked going to be punished for the things they've done wrong against the Most High. So these governments, the Most High is about to punish everybody for the sins and iniquities and the transgressions they've committed. All right, go ahead.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
The Most High is going to bring everything down to the ground. Those that are arrogant, those that are proud, those that are praising themselves and proud of their countries, the Most High says he's going to bring all that down to the ground. Go ahead.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
So all of the people that are boasting high governments, we're this or we're that, the Most High is bringing them down. All right, that's why all these nations are being hit right now, because they thought they were in such a, a place of power. So the Most High is hitting them hard, and He's going to continue to hit hard. But the plagues are going to slack up. They're going to slack, just like when a woman bringing forth that baby. She has those Braxton Hicks contractions, right? Meaning her uterus is getting ready, it's contracting, getting ready. You have the effacement of the cervix going on, all right? The uterine muscles, the uterus muscles are contracting, getting ready to bring forth that baby. And then once you start having that baby, bam, can't stop it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. You can't stop it. Ain't no epidural, ain't nothing. You can't stop it. So right now, they're putting a stop on the spread of the coronavirus. And they're going to succeed in containing it, okay? They're going to contain it. It's going to blow over. It's going to blow over, all right? You can believe it. It's going to blow over, all right? And when it blows over, everything's going to go back to normal. The prices of food and everything going to go down. And once the price of food goes down, Now we know the next outbreak we see after that, ain't gonna be no stopping that. And that's according to the prophecies. So the Most High is allowing us, Yahweh is allowing you to see what's going on, what's gonna happen, to give you the to give you the blessing, to give you the courtesy to get prepared, to make sure that you and your family are prepared. That's what's going on right now. All right. So now let's go into Isaiah chapter 13 and let's read verse 12. Go ahead.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
The Most High says he's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. That means the children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics, North, Central, South America, and the Caribbean, scattered throughout Africa, Asia, and Europe through conquest, abuse, rape, robbery, and slavery, and murder. The Most High is going to make us more precious than gold. But what does gold have to go through before it becomes gold? The gold has to go through the fire. See, we've been going through the fire since we've been out of Israel, since we've been in Africa, since we've been pushed into Asia as slaves, the Middle East and Saudi Arabia as slaves, since we've been in America as slaves under the Europeans that conquered us and taught us Spanish, taught us Portuguese, taught us French. You see? So the Most High is saying that we are going to become more precious than fine gold. All right. So we're going to get that. Now, gold has to go through the fire. So what this is also showing you, the Most High is saying that you as a human being, that you chosen of Israel, you got to get more sunlight. You got to get more heat in your system, man. You got to build up your heat system, your vitamin D intake, all right? And you got to build up your cells and your bodies to strengthen the system, all right? And to strengthen your body. Make sure you're getting that sunshine. Make sure you can strengthen your body and your system. So the Most High Yahweh is saying he's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. Go ahead.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place.
So the Most High saying he's going to cause all types of shaking of the earth to go on. Earthquakes, bombs, wars. Okay, no more rumors of wars, but actual war. So it's going to go from room to heavens and the earth.
Power of hope.
On any level. Not that the Most High said if they would try to give him a recompense, that he would swiftly return it upon their heads. His wrath.
Be as a chaste roe.
So the people that have come against the children of Israel are going to be like a deer that somebody is chasing, which is primarily going into the so-called Edomites, mainly in America. Go ahead.
And as a sheep that no man taketh.
Now, we see this happening now. Now, this prophecy is talking about something different, but I'm using this prophecy as an example of how Trump and also other people or other governments have the people running around now like a sheep with no owner because they don't want to take people in. You see that? They don't want to take people into their country no more unless they're a U.S. citizen or a resident if you're coming from France, if you're coming from Spain, if you're coming from Italy, if you're coming from Greece, if you're coming from Romania, if you're coming from Bulgaria, if you're coming from Finland, only people they're taking in are the ones from England. All right? Only British citizens can get in and out of Britain to go to America and go back and forth right now as we speak. Anybody else is not getting into America. Anybody else, they're not letting planes leave those countries to go into other European countries. Leave America to go into other European countries. So right now we see, again, these are Braxton Hicks contractions letting you see and letting you know what it's going to be like when the Most High does this permanently. So it's telling you to get prepared and get to where you need to be at. All right? So it shall be as a chaste roe and as a sheep that no man taketh up. Read.
They shall every man turn to his own people.
You see that? Everybody's going to turn to their own what?
Own people.
Their own people. That means the Chinese are going to turn to the Chinese. That means everybody's going to start leaving these places and going back to where they come from. Everybody's going to start leaving these countries where they were visitors and going back to their own countries where they originated from. So the Iranians going to go back to Iran. All right? The Swedes are going to go back to Sweden. The Germans are going to go back to Germany. You see? The Dutch are going to go back to the Netherlands. They're going to go back to the places where they came from. So this, what we see now, is just a precursor. That's what we mean by Braxton Hicks contractions. This is the travel, the transportation industry, the news and TV, all right, the news and TV world. What they're doing is preparing, and it's going to go worse, go to a worse degree than it is now. So all we see happening now is that the people are going back to where they come from. People are leaving America, going back to their different home countries. They're leaving China, going back to their home countries where they come from. See, this is like a mock drill. It's like an exercise drill, where the Most High is allowing people to do the things that they're going to start to do once he starts to bring his judgment upon the earth. So you see it happening in small degrees right now, and it's going to increase and get worse and worse after it gets better. See, from here where we are now, it's going to go uphill. It ain't going to stay where it's at now. It's going down now, then it's going to take an upward shift. It's going down right now. All right, upward shift is going to be next. And when they get that upward shift, people are going to forget. When they get to that upward shift, people are going to forget how bad it was. And then they're going to think everything is all good. And that's when the Most High says that he's going to bring them plagues, and it's not going to stop after that. So it says that they shall flee, they shall turn every man to his own people. Go ahead.
And flee everyone into his own land.
See, now the people are going to start going back to their own land. See, now you see that black lives don't matter. All lives don't matter. Gay lives don't matter. Chinese lives don't matter. You see, now you see the real colors of everybody. All the gay. Nobody's saying that. You see, now you see that the hypocrisy and the racism of the so-called white man. Because all lives don't matter. The lives matter that he puts a value on. You see that? And I'm not saying I blame the man for what he's doing, but the Most High is showing you that he ain't going to be able to, because the next level of this is what? From their own people, their own nations. Now it's going to be divided by ancient, biblical, ethnic nations, ethnic people. You see that? So the Most High is showing you that it is possible for the so-called white man to be prejudiced and to leave other people behind, because you forgot he was like that. You forgot Israel is saying you come into our country, you got to be quarantined for 2 weeks. You see that? Everybody forgot that the white man could be like that. All right, everybody forgot. You going into Africa now, you got to be by yourself too. See, everybody is now, and if you were in Africa, some of the people are going to let you go from Africa back to your own country. See, the people that caught that disease, coronavirus illness over in Colombia, no, not Colombia, but over in Mexico, they were coming back from Italy. See, they were coming back from Italy, and they went from Italy to Mexico, and they brought the disease with them. You see that? So now everybody's going to start to turn to their own people. And you see the Most High letting this happen now. Again, these are the Braxton Hicks contractions that the coronavirus is letting everybody see, that, hey, this is possible. Even us over here. We don't want no more American people with American passports over here. They can kick us out. They say, you need to go back to America. And, hey, we're going to go back to America if that's what they say. Ain't got no choice if that's what they say. You see? But see, the thing is that we got some place to go. You know, if we got to go to America and everything shuts down, we got a place to go. We got a place with water, with springs. We got a place with land. So if the government says, hey, you can't be, if the government of Turkey says, hey, you can't be in no more, we got some place to go. If we got to go back to America, we also got a place to go in this part of the world too. But you don't put everything out on YouTube. You don't put all your business out on Facebook. You see that? A lot of y'all spending y'all time on the wrong things, and you're using Facebook for the wrong purposes. And when the crap hits the fan, I guarantee you ain't gonna be thinking about, you know, what somebody said negative about somebody else. You're gonna be worried about your little baby that's over there, and your sons and daughters, and your husbands and your wives, and how you gonna feed them. You know, where you gonna get diapers from? Where you gonna get wipes from? Where you gonna get formula from? Where you're going to get rice from? Where you're going to get water from? See, the Most High showing us now that we need to prepare now. So when the time comes, we don't got to get prepared, but we are in the state of preparedness. Okay? So the Most High is saying that every person is going to flee to their own land. So I mean, everybody going to turn their backs on everybody else. All right? Just like happening now. When you saw planes trying to come into America or going to Israel, they said, nope, turn around and go right back. You see? But then the Most High showed it's going to be an exodus. It said they shall flee. All right? And everyone shall flee into his own land. So I'll show you that people are going to start leaving from Babylon, America. They're going back to the place where they come from. You see? They're going to leave there and go back to where they came from. And that's going to happen in America. So the racism of the so-called white man is going to turn around and bite him on his behind. Why? Because you don't want us here? Okay, fine, we leaving. That means Mexicans, they're going to leave America and go back to Mexico. Central Americans from Guatemala and from Honduras, they're going to leave Panama. They're going to leave America and go back to Guatemala, Honduras, Panama. They're going to go back to those places. No se van a quedarse allí, al medio de peligroso. They're going to leave, van a quedarse, salir hasta a sus propios países. They're going to go back to their own country. So that's what the Most High has set in the white man's mind to treat people, and they're going to do exactly that. So now the racism of the so-called white man is going to be reversed. So instead of him saying, okay, I don't want you, okay, you can come in. I don't like y'all, but you come in. They're going to be like, you know what? You don't got to worry about that, bro. We all of us is out. All right, all of us is out. So people are going to start to leave America and go back to their lands that they came from, the ones that ain't got roots there. And those of our people that have roots in America, guess what? Everybody in Mississippi, everybody in Alabama, everybody in Georgia, everybody from North Carolina, guess what? We all got land that we can go back to in America. And that's the big secret of black Americans that don't nobody really know. The big secret of black Americans, the big secret of Native Americans is that we all have land in our family that we can come to if some crap hit the fan. We all do. We all do. We just don't broadcast it or talk about it or tell everybody, but we all got land that we can go to if the crap hits the fan. So if push comes to shove and the Jordanian government says, we don't want you here. The Georgia government says, we don't want you here. The Indian government says, we don't want you here. We got places we can go back to in Babylon, off in the country, where we don't got to worry about no white folks, no coronavirus, no nothing. Got deer, got fish, all right, got water, everything. Got pumps and wells and everything. You're not dealing with a foolish people. See, a lot of these white folks, they don't got that because they've been so focused on that city life for so long. Remember, man, what? I'm only one generation removed from the country, man. And my mother, she was one generation removed. So I'm one generation removed from the country on my mother's side, my father's side, and 2 generations on my mother's side, meaning that my grandmother on my mother's side was from down south, and my grandfather, they was from down south, and they came up to New York, and they met and had my mother. And then my father, he from down south, and he came up to New York, and then he met my mother, and they had beautiful, handsome, bouncing baby boy me in New York City, Jamaica, Queens. And I was born. So on my father's side, I'm only one generation removed from the country, man. So a lot of us got strong roots still in the country. You see that? And we know our families down there. So if anything ever happened, you know what I'm saying, then we can get right back in a groove of where we come from. You see what I'm saying? And always remember that, man. Don't forget, you got family down south somewhere, man. You might need to go to them. The people that you rocking with and doing Bible study with, you may not be able to trust them. Push comes to shove. You may not be able to trust your own blood family. Push comes to shove. You don't got to reinvent the wheel, though. You know, you ain't got to reinvent the wheel. But you got to get someplace and get in a safe environment for you and your children. Stop chasing dollars, man. Stop chasing money. You think I'd be over here in the Middle East if I was chasing dollars and chasing money? Nah, there's more important things to life than money, man. And when you realize that, that's when you can live a little more free in this captivity and exile. Money is not the most important thing that you can get. Money comes and goes, but you can't relive your childhood. You can't relive your adulthood. You can't relive raising your children. All right. So now the Most High is showing us in the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, it says, and flee what?
Everyone into his own land.
Read that again.
They shall every man turn to his own people.
I mean louder.
And flee everyone into his own land.
So everyone gonna flee to their own land. Everybody gonna go back to their own land. In America is let you see their true colors now. The racism. Because now they saying, you know what? We want to suspend flights to and from Europe. But they ain't suspending flights to and from Africa. They ain't suspending flights to and from Africa because a lot of places in Africa ain't getting hit with the coronavirus yet. But they go on to the African sun, they're going to get burned up. They're going to get burnt up. Our people that's light-skinned, we go in the sun if we light-skinned, maybe a week or two, we might get a little bit of sunburn. Then after that, bam, our vitamin D, our melanin kick back in effect, and we good. We're going to have to go, a lot of us going to have to go through that got lighter skin, that ain't used to being in the sun. But once you get in that sun, bam, that melanin production going to kick up. Because you light skin, you still got melanin. But the so-called white man, he ain't got no melanin. He going to get us like some type of tan just from the sun burning him. But his body is going to be fighting it off. It's like an invasion. It ain't got nothing to cling onto. So he going to get burnt. But when it comes to us, burnt, then our stuff kick in, our body kick in, and it start producing that vitamin D, and then we get dark, and then we get protection from the UV radiation like that. All right. So anyway, everybody going to flee into their own land. So that's the racism of America right now. Okay, telling people, you ain't from here, go back. And in a minute, they're going to make it race-based. Right now, it's just on your nationality. But in a minute, it's going to be based on race. Okay? It's going to be based on race. All right, go ahead. Let's see. Now, go ahead, read 16 also.
Everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
16.
Everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
So when it really gets bad, the Most High is saying that you're going to be running away from America, and everybody that's left inside America, the children of Israel, or the Gentiles, white people that's still there, they say that they're gonna thrust you through, man. So people are gonna be getting killed in the streets of America in the years to come, maybe months to come, who knows? But it said that people are gonna be getting killed, thrust through with a sword. Go ahead.
And everyone that is joined unto them.
Everybody that's joined unto America, that's made their allegiances to America. All right, you fighting in his military, you fighting his armed forces. You're joined unto him, man. You're joined unto him against your own people, and you saying you trying to make all types of videos and doctrines and lessons to justify it. Well, maybe you can justify it now, but you ain't gonna be justifying it then because you took an oath to defend the U.S. Constitution. So if you took that oath and you didn't mean it, then you a liar. And who's going to trust a liar when your life is on the line? Are you going to trust a liar? Are you going to trust a person that took a false oath and now they turning coat? All right, they betraying their oath now. Why? Because the people they took the oath to is starting to fall? No, nobody want nobody like that on a squad, man. You don't want somebody on your team that's turning away from the people they were running with because they falling and then come to you saying, yeah, I can help y'all now. You want somebody to help you when they can help somebody else, but they don't appreciate or respect what that other side stands for, and they rather fight with you in poverty than to fight with somebody else in riches. The scripture says that Moses turned his back on the wealth of Egypt to suffer with his people, man. That's why a lot of our people, man, are whores for money. A lot of our people are whores for money. You being a whore against the Most High because you want some money. And you were being a whore for money. Let's go into the book of Hebrews real quick. Hebrews chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11. And let's read verse... Hebrews chapter 11, verse 24. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
By faith, Masha, when he was come to years...
That means when Masha, he became a grown man. Go ahead.
refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
He said, I'm not your son no more. Don't call me son. To Pharaoh's daughter. He said, I'm not to the African princess. I'm not your daughter no more. I'm not your son no more. Go ahead.
Choosing rather to suffer affliction.
He said, I would rather suffer with my people in affliction. Go ahead.
With the people of Alahayim.
I would rather suffer with God's chosen people. That's what Moses said. Our example. Go ahead.
Than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Than to enjoy the pleasures of sin, the pleasure of idolatry, the pleasure of injustice, the pleasure of an evil system of religion and politics that the Egyptians had set up. Moses said, I'd rather suffer with the people of God than to be rich with the people of sin. And a lot of you rather talk against the people of God because they don't have money, and you working for a wicked, sinful system. You working at places that say it's okay for the woman to have an abortion. You work at places that say it's okay. We got a tolerance policy for transgender and homosexual and all of that. You rather make money with them than to just suffer with the people of the Most High and have less money. You see that? That's what Moses understood. It's a choice you got to make, whether you want money or you want to serve God Almighty. All right, go ahead.
Esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach, greater riches than the treasures in Egypt.
So he said, me standing up and you talking and looking against me, what I got to suffer through as a follower of the Messiah, expecting the Messiah and walking in the Torah, whatever I got to suffer because I'm choosing to do the right thing is going to be better, all right, than all the treasures of Egypt that I can receive. Con? All right, go ahead.
For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward.
So he had respect unto him getting the reward and getting paid back for what he was doing. All right? For what he was doing. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra 13 now. And that's how you got to be, man. You can't let what's going on around you distract you. Because the money ain't gonna be worth nothing, man. Isaiah Salakli. Let's go back to Isaiah. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces.
See, the children of the Gentiles, of the so-called Europeans, the Most High said their children are going to be dashed to pieces. And that's the same thing Psalms chapter 137 said, written centuries before Isaiah was around. Go ahead.
Before their eyes.
So the children are going to be dashed into pieces, thrown, because that's what they did over here. So judgment is going to come upon them because of the things that they did to the children of Israel. The Most High is going to punish them for what they did to us. Go ahead.
Their houses shall be spoiled.
People are going to be breaking into their houses. Go ahead.
And their wives raped.
And people are going to be raping their women too. All right, let's go to 2nd Ezra 16:35. 2nd Ezra 16:35. So now I'm going to show you these plagues. See, the coronavirus is only a Braxton Hicks contraction. How unprepared the world is for the Most High judgment. And it's also giving you an opportunity to prepare yourself and your family for what's about to go down and to stop this folly and foolishness that's distracting. When you get into that wilderness and your mind ain't right, you ain't going to make it to the promised land. If your mind is not right in captivity, in exile from the land of Israel, if your mind is not right now, if you can't make the right decision, the right choices now, you ain't going to be able to make it and do that in the wilderness. And why would you play with the Most High like that? Why would you play with God Almighty like that? Well, I'm going to just do what I want to do now. I'm going to be wicked. I'm going to do all type of sinful things. I'm going to promote I'm gonna promote all the things against the Bible. You're promoting, you're talking about, you're writing about, you're participating in things that are against the Bible. And you call yourself a child of God. No, you're not a child of God. Because the children do as the parents do. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 35. Read.
2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of Yahweh.
So hear and understand what the Most High is talking about. Go ahead.
Behold, the word of Yahweh, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom Yahweh spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
So the Most High is going to bring plagues. And them plagues are not going to stop. Once he brings the plagues, ain't going to be no stopping and containing nothing. Go ahead.
As when a woman with child in the 9th month bring forth her son.
A woman, when it's time to bring forth her baby, she brings the baby. Go ahead.
With 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass her womb.
Within 2 or 3 hours, she start to have them contractions. Go ahead.
Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not among.
So when the child is ready to come out, then that pain does not slack. So that's why I say that all these different plagues we see happening, you'll see something happen, then it'll stop. You'll see something happen, then it'll stop. You'll see something happen, then it'll stop. Just like when a woman has the Braxton Hicks contractions. And that's what's happening in the earth now. So I urge you, I implore you, nay, rather I beg you, get yourself, get your family, get your mind, your heart, and your soul ready for the judgment that the Most High is going to bring. Get your soul ready for heaven or for hell. The choice is yours. What you do in your daily life from this moment forward is going to determine the route that you take for all eternity, man. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Chasing money is over. Clout chasing is over. Your mind and your spirit and your heart got to get right with the Most High. I can't help you. I can't save you. All I can do is show you what his word says, and the choice got to be up to you to make the right way. The choice got to be up to you. The choice can't be up to me, because that's not me choosing for you. All right? It's not me choosing for you. It's me doing what I think you should do. But you have to make that choice yourself to turn away from sin. And that's all you got to do is turn back to the commandments and follow the Messiah. So the Most High said when that woman started having that baby, any woman had a baby, know that you don't want to talk to nobody, especially when you start to push. You don't want to talk, you mad. You say, I'm going to never do this again. And then 5 months later, there you are sitting there in the same position again with your legs open, having another baby put up in there. Year and a half later, whatever. Because the joy of the moment outweighs the pain that you're going to go through. So the joy that we're going to see at the end of all of this is going to be immensely greater than the pain that we're experiencing right now. And the Most High is showing us what he's going to do, and he's telling us that we need to get prepared. All right, go ahead.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it.
The world is going to be sad. Sorrow is going to come upon the whole earth. See, everybody talking about the coronavirus, but anybody crying or sighing or mourning for them 21,000 people been killed or infected for it yet. Everybody's just worried about not contracting and not getting it. But nobody's mourning for the people that have it already yet. So that's how you know that we ain't in the time of the plague the Bible is talking about. Go ahead.
And sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Sorrow going to come upon the earth on every side, north, east, south, and west. Go ahead.
O my people, hear my word.
The Most I say, hear my word. Go ahead.
Make you ready to thy battle.
So you got to make it ready for the battle, which means what? You got to get prepared for what's about to go down. Make ready for the battle, meaning you have to make sure that all your physical and spiritual weapons are right. All right. The Most High said in Proverbs 21:31, the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of Yahweh. So make ready for the battle, meaning trust in Yahweh. Physically and spiritually doing things that are pleasing to Yahweh to get ready for the judgment he's about to bring. That's why scripture says, oh my people, be ready, make you ready for the battle. get ready for the battle for your health, the battle for your hunger, the battle for your thirst, the battle for your air, the battle for your water. We're going to be battling for everything in the time to come, not just for our lives. So the Most High said you got to do what? You got to be ready. Go ahead.
And in those evils,
when the Most High start bringing the plagues, the sicknesses, the diseases, go ahead.
be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
You got to be as pilgrims upon the earth, man. You got to be as a stranger, a gar in the Hebrew. Like Abraham was a pilgrim, all right? Pilgrim meaning they were just going, they were here, they're strangers, and then when they, at a moment's notice, they had to get up and get ready to go somewhere, right? They had to get up and get ready to go somewhere. So you got to be as a pilgrim on the earth, man. You got to be able to get up and go where you need to go. See, a lot of us got locked in. We got to get locked in. So you got to know where you're going to go. A pilgrim should always have some place to come back from, come back to. And the pilgrim should always know where they need to go. So the Most High is saying, be as pilgrims upon the earth. Meaning, you may, even if you got a safe place, you know, in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Virginia. You might have a safe place to go around there, but you might have to get up. You might got to get yourself some horses or some mules or donkeys or some oxen. You might have to do all of that to make sure you can move around, because gas ain't going to be worth nothing. Ain't gonna be no gas and when everything goes down, ain't gonna be no gas. Can you ride a horse? Can you bridle a horse? Can you have a horse to pull the things that you have? You see that? So these are the things that our people need to start thinking of and preparing for now. Because the Most High is gonna deliver us and bring us from the places where he scattered us, and he's gonna bring us into the wilderness again, like he did our forefathers when you read the prophecies in the book of Ezekiel. Chapter 20, verse 33 to 38. He's going to bring us back into the wilderness. All right. Now let's go into 1 Ezra chapter 6. Let's see what happened under King Darius, who was dealing with the Persian Empire. 1 Kings chapter 6. Let's look at verse 33. Go ahead.
1 Ezra chapter 6, verse 33. Yahweh, therefore, whose name is there called upon.
So Yahweh, his name is called upon. We call upon Yahweh's name. Go ahead.
Utterly destroy every king and nation.
Yahweh had destroyed hear what it said? Yahweh had destroyed every king and what?
And nation.
Every king and nation. Go ahead.
That stretched out his hand to hinder or damage that house of Yahweh in Jerusalem.
Every nation that stretched forth their hand to destroy our temple in Jerusalem, the Most High has put his hand toward them to destroy them. So guess what? Italy was on that list because the Italians came under the Romans. So the Most High is going to destroy Italy. All the nation that came to destroy it. Babylon, okay? Babylon was there too, which is really going into ancient Iraq. You see that? So the Most High said all the nations that came up against us, he destroyed them. He destroyed them. All right? Destroyed every kingdom and nation. You see that? So a lot of these nations, they split up into different pieces. So, I mean, we in Turkey, and they got Turkmenistan, and they got Europe, and they got Spain, but guess what? All of them started from the Greek and the Roman empires. All right, go ahead.
I, Darius the king.
I, Darius. So this was the saying of Darius, the king of the Persians. Go ahead.
Have ordained that according unto these things it be done with diligence.
All right, so he wanted to chose to build up Jerusalem again. All right, 2 Ezra 15 and 10. Go ahead.
2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
So the children of Israel were led like a flock to the slaughter. Like a flock to the slaughter. Go ahead.
And I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
So Yahweh is not going to let us dwell in the land of Egypt, what you're talking about in America. He's not going to let us dwell in the land where we were brought as slaves. We're not going to dwell on that land anymore. That's not our homeland. America was not supposed to be our homeland. America was a place where the Most High Yahweh brought us as a punishment for the sins that we committed against him. As a people, we had to pay for those sins. So the scripture says what? He's not going to let us dwell in the land of Egypt any longer. Go ahead.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm.
But he's going to bring us out of the land of Egypt, out of modern Egypt, out of America. All right? He's going to bring us out of that place. We're going to come out. We ain't going to stay there. He's going to bring us out. All right? He's going to bring us out. He's going to take us into the wilderness. He said, but with a mighty hand, all right, what did he say? But with a mighty hand, go ahead.
And a stretched out arm.
And a stretched out arm, and his power is going to be shown. He's going to stretch forth his arm and show his power. All right, go ahead.
And smite Egypt.
I'm going to smack Egypt down. Go ahead.
With plagues.
With what?
With plagues.
With the 10 plagues.
With plagues.
That came upon Egypt.
With plagues.
He's going to smite Egypt. He's going to smite America with plagues. Go ahead.
As before.
The same as he did before, he's going to do it again. So America is headed toward the 10 plagues of Egypt. Just like he did before, when they put us in captivity and slavery in Egypt, he said he's going to do it again. Because they put us in captivity and slavery in America. That's what the Most High is saying. So he said he's going to bring all the plagues of Egypt upon modern Egypt, which is America. Now let's show people real quick, man, that is going into a spiritual Egypt, man. All right. Let's go in. Well, let me read this. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the great city, in the street. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So it's showing that there's a place in Revelation that's spiritually known as Egypt. That's the great city. And the great city is talking about America, symbolized by the Statue of Liberty in New York City. When you look on Revelation chapter 17, when it talks about, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, talking about America. Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. Verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. See, America has the place where all kingdoms of the earth come together to rule. At 42nd Street and First Avenue, they got the what? United Nations building. All right? And that's where they set the international rules for the whole community of nations around the world. That's the great city that rules over all of the nations. In America, set up by Woodrow Wilson as the League of Nations, set up initially by America in America. One of the most aggressive nations on the planet Earth, going to have a fair and balanced place where they can make rules and regulations for other nations to agree upon. The tables are already tilted. So the Most High is showing you that the woman is going to reign over all the kings of the earth, talking about America. We all know it's talking about America, great city. 42nd Street, Times Square, Fifth Avenue, Wall Street, all right? So now, when you go back into Second Ezra chapter, when you go back into Revelation, like we just read, and you read verse 11 and 8, it says the great city is spiritually called Egypt. So now when we go back into Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 11, it said the Most High says he's going to smite Egypt with plague as before. Go ahead.
And will destroy all the land thereof.
And he said he's going to destroy all of the land of Egypt. He said he's going to destroy all the land of Egypt. Okay? So the Most High is going to bring that death and that destruction. All right. So everything that's happening is leading up to the judgment of the Most High. So that's why the earth is bringing forth these Braxton Hicks, and these people are showing you that they racist right now. They racist right now. You know, even you right now, you see a black person, hey, what's going on, bro? Blah, 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 blah. You see a Chinese person, oh, no, you stay away from me. They be Chinese person, been in your neighborhood all your life. Man, stay away from me. Ni hou ma, dojie. Okay? You see that? So the Most High showing you that racism is causing people to, right now it's just American, Italian, English, Canadian. You see, check this out. I thought the white man tried to tell you Negroes in America. I thought he tried to tell y'all that all lives matter. Well, when they went on them boat and got only Americans, did all lives matter then? When Canada went and got only the Canadians to bring back because they didn't want to bring people that possibly had the coronavirus, did all lives matter then? You see, white people say these little nice sayings, but remember they just say these things as counterpoints against the anger of Israelites because of the evil that's being done to them. So they come up with some, all lives matter. All right? Or black oppression and slavery and murder. Oh no, it's about equal rights for all people, civil rights. Women get on board too. You see that? But if the white man doing something to his woman, that's in their house, that's their business. But now he gonna bring that, and him and his woman want to be evil against us. You see that? Wasn't no women's led movement during slavery. Why? Because they could do evil and wickedness, and they could rule over the so-called black man. That's why. Because the so-called white man was exalted above the so-called black man during the women's led movement. All right, during slavery, rather. Then they got mad. Well, hold up. You got these Negroes over us. We need some rights too now. You see? But the Most High showing you that they spirit is not right, man. Because they say all lives matter. But now that's racism. They love their own race. They love their own nation. How you going to have United Nations? Now, where's that whole Bush one world order thing at now? Where's that at now? Where's the one world order, all nations working together? Where's that at? How they shutting down borders now? What happened? Didn't work? Why isn't France and Spain being allowed to come into America now? Why can't Italians fly into America now? I thought all lives mattered, even the sick people lives. I thought where's the homosexual and gay community now? What are they speaking up for? I see they ain't making no big noise about the gay patients of coronavirus being brought into their country. See, the white people, they so hypocritical, man. They evil. They speak with a forked tongue, man. Give me a Psalms 55, man. They speak with a forked tongue, man. These white people speak with a forked tongue. They don't speak the truth. They want you to do what they want you to do when it's convenient for them. And when it's not convenient when it's not convenient for them, they don't want to do it. Give me Psalms 55 and 20. Go ahead.
Psalms 55 verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
And that's what the so-called white man been doing to everybody on the planet. He made all of my ancestors make covenants and peace treaties with him. And he came in and stole more land, murdered more women, raped more men, scalped more people, killed more buffalo. And that's what he did. But he made us put a peace treaty with him in place first. And then he came back, took our weapons, put us on a reservation, and then started shooting us down, murdering us for fun, man. So he put forth his hand against those that was at peace with him. Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
Go ahead.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
The words of this man's mouth were smoother than butter. Oh, all lives matter. America's a place where everybody can come, equal opportunity. Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
But now he want to stab you. Now he want to push you out. Now he want to murder you. Now he want to speak against you. Because you ain't American. You ain't Canadian. You ain't Italian. See, they don't got love for you no more. See, the white man's love is like ice. It's cold and then it melts. See, his love is like ice. It's cold and then it melts when the pressure turns on. You see that? So he say the words of his mouth were like butter, but war was in his heart. Go ahead.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
His words were softer than oil, but they were drawn swords. So now they saying, well, look, we need to go ahead and straighten this out. But they got that war in their heart, man, that destruction and that death. And now it's coming back, and they don't want it. They don't want it, but they're gonna have to eat it. They're gonna have to drink. They're gonna have to. The Most High is gonna pour. The Most High is gonna pour out that cup for them, man. They're gonna have to drink from that cup because the Most High have already declared it. Okay, so they say, well, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. We should get all people together. So what the Most High gonna do? They ways ain't gonna prosper, man. They show you their true characters right now. They show you their true characters right now. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah. Let's see. Jeremiah 25. Jeremiah 25, real quick, talking about the cups. Drinking from these cups, man. Jeremiah chapter 25. Give me verse 27 and verse 27 and 28.
Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 27 and 28. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, Drink ye and be drunken, and spew and fall.
So the Most High said, drink, get drunk, and spit up and fall on your face. Go ahead.
And rise no more.
And you ain't gonna rise back up. Talking about the European nation, all nations really. Go ahead.
Because of the sword which I will send among you.
Because the Most High gonna send death to everybody. Go ahead.
And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup.
If they say, well, yeah, we ain't gonna take that cup, we ain't gonna drink, we ain't gonna take our punishment. Go ahead.
At thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, ye shall certainly drink.
You shall certainly drink. Right? Meaning what? You're gonna drink this cup. Okay. Let's go to chapter 49, verse 12. Because we drunk from the cup. We caught in the crossfire. We ain't got nothing to do with what the nations are doing now. We mind our business, caught in the crossfire. Jeremiah chapter 49, and read verse 12. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 12. Thus saith Yahweh, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup.
So the people who, they didn't have a judgment against them to drink from the cup. Go ahead.
Have assuredly drunk.
Those people have drunk from the cup, man. A lot of African nations caught in the crossfire. Some of the people in Sri Lanka caught in the crossfire. All right. The Israelites, Black, Hispanic, Latinos are caught in the crossfire. We caught in the crossfire. We didn't have to drink the cup, but we did drink from that cup. It wasn't the judgment of the Most High, but we drank the cup. We went off into your wars and we died for you. We received your plagues. We came back home with Agent Orange. All right. We came back home with post-traumatic stress syndrome. You experimented on us when we were in Vietnam. Go ahead.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
So the Most High saying, do you, so-called Europeans, do you think that you not gonna get punished? You think you're not gonna escape? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not go unpunished.
The Most High said you're not gonna go unpunished, meaning surely you will be punished. Go ahead.
But thou shalt surely drink of it.
But you are going to drink of it. The Most High said you're gonna drink from that cup. So you can't escape it. All right, so that's all we got for right now. So remember, this racism is gentle right now because these white folks are still acting like they like y'all Black and Hispanic and Latino people. But that's gonna blow over. It's gonna get better from here forward. It's gonna get better. It ain't gonna stay bad. It's going down, 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 down. Then when it goes down, bam, it's gonna go up. And And when they go up, everybody gonna say peace, peace, and safety. Then bam, that's when the Most High gonna bring total destruction, and it ain't gonna stop. It's gonna keep on going. When the plagues, like the woman, when she keep having that baby, she keep having that pain, and bam, she got to go through the drama now. She got to go through the labor and have that baby now, and that's what America is experiencing. That's what Italy is experiencing. That's what China is experiencing. They're going through them little labor pains now, but really it's a Braxton Hicks contraction. We ain't seen nothing yet, so prepare for that death and that destruction that God Almighty is going to bring. Right? A lot of you white folks may sit back, oh, it wasn't me. I didn't do nothing. Especially y'all ones from down south. And y'all know what y'all fathers and mothers have done. You ain't trying to take no sides with the Negroes that's around you, make anything better. You know how your state and your country and your government and your county, you know how it got to the point where it is now. And you ain't trying to do nothing to offset the wickedness and the evil that was done against the children of Israel. All you worried about is it wasn't you, so you're going to keep on pushing. It wasn't you and you ain't worried about it. That's what you care about. It wasn't you and you don't care about it. All right, but the Most High got a strange way of making stuff relevant to you that's not really relevant. Because some of y'all, the same ones on your jobs that you looking at calling niggas, some of y'all got the same grandmammy. Some of y'all got the same grandpappy. So you ain't no better than nobody. If anything, the children of Israel, we made it through hell and back. And now we stuck with you. We made it through all the rape, robbery, and murder. All the atrocities. Some of us don't know if we black or if we Indian. Because some of our people got pushed on a trail of tears, and some of our people got left over, all right, in places like Naniwa, or in Philadelphia, Mississippi. All right, some of our families got places like that. Naniwa, Philadelphia, what's the other one? Newton, I think. I know Philadelphia and Naniwa. Some of us got stuck in them places. And we forgot who we were. Some of us were black. Now we identify with being Native American. Some of us was Native American. Now we identify with being black. All right? But that racism is going to come out, man. And there ain't going to be no in between. Either you're going to be for the children of Israel or you're going to be against us. So the racism right now, they're trying to make you think that all lives matter. But now you see that, no, only white lives matter. They saying all lives, but it's going to get to a point where now it ain't going to be just black Americans. It's going to be white American people. They think they can be of a benefit to the society. Because you got two people that's about, if you got 10 people, if you got a dose medicine, whatever, you got two black people right here, you know, and you got two white people over there. What choice you think the white doctor's gonna make to save? So that's why this coronavirus is bringing out situations and observations that you normally wouldn't be thinking about. But their racism is coming out because now they're trying to say, we're gonna shut everything down. Not just shut it down, but say, you know what, if you're from this country, you can't come. But they're letting Americans come so far. They're letting Americans come back into the country from these different countries. China, from Italy, and from Europe, other parts of Europe. They're letting them come in now. We think that's going to last forever? So now it's just their nationalism. But that nationalism is going to, like I said, it's going to get worse. It's going to get better. And that nationalism is going to change into racism. And they're only going to be for their own race. And you see the Braxton Hicks of it now. Because they're already saying, well, you ain't from this culture, bye. It's like a culturalism now. All right, you ain't from this culture, you ain't from this country, don't come over here. Don't even think about coming into these borders. And it may be a necessary precaution, and it may be something that that you understand, but it's still happening. Doesn't change the fact that it's happening and it's uncontrollable. And the Most High is going to bring justice and righteousness to the children of Israel, no matter what we're going through. So just stay strong during this time, all right? And that's all we got for now. We're gonna go ahead and shut down. And Yahweh's will, we'll see y'all in a few hours for these mighty prayers. All right. So stay strong in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh. See if we got any shalom. Shalom, Jessica Bartholomew. All praise to the Most High. Hallelujah. All right, so take these precautions, man. Stop playing with these white folks, man. Get out. And the elder said it the other day. I'm saying it now. Get out of these cities. Be poor in the country with your little garden and you got a spring nearby and everything. Be poor over there than to be rich in a city and then you're behind gonna die being greedy. You're being greedy right now. Stop being greedy. Like Yellow Man said, you must learn to satisfy. You're too greedy. You must learn to satisfy. Be satisfied, man. Stop being greedy. Get out of the city. Go to the cut. If you got some land where your family got in the country, go there. You got land your family got in any other place besides America, go there. If you got land in America, go there and just rearrange your life and live your life there. That's all you got to do, man. Because it's to the point now where you ain't going to really be able to just go out and buy no land now. You got family that got country someplace, go into that country area and live, man. Your family should let you go. You can get yourself a little trailer or something or get the wood and build a house. See, it's warm season now. It's summer season now. A couple of more weeks, I don't know if we had the last frost yet, but after that last frost come, you can go ahead and start building your stuff up, man. You start building. You got a month, you can build in April. Now it's gonna be kind of rainy in April, right? Maybe like you can prepare everything in April, right? Yeah, you can prepare everything in April. It's good. The soil is gonna be wet, moist. You can get your soil, dig it up, get it into your pile or put it someplace. Get your clay out, cover it up. You can start making your little bricks. And then once it gets dry outside, you can start making the bricks. You can make some clay and mud mortar. All right. Then once you make your clay and mud mortar, right, you can build your house with your little bricks you made. So it ain't difficult. So don't wait until everything's about to be over. Get into the country areas now, man. So don't wait. And like I said, we over here in Turkey. We in like a little kind of an urban area, but it's a small town. You can drive to the whole town, man, about 10 minutes. Matter of fact, they got one, two, 3 stoplights, right? One down there by the bridge, one right here, and then one all the way at the other end, right? Only got 3 stop lights in the whole town. And then when you go back, they don't got no lights back, do they? Just stop signs, right? We got any lights back? Not across the bridge on this side. Nah, just stop signs, right? It's like there's a light somewhere, don't it? What, the fruit market over here? But that's a light. I mean, that's a roundabout type thing right there. It's like there is one somewhere, but I can't think of it. Because ain't nothing coming up and down like this. So yeah, get in a little urban, suburban, a little urban area, and then the country outside of there, and you'll be good to go. You'll be set. Don't be scared, man. Don't be scared. Raise your family in a way where, no matter what happens, y'all have something that y'all belong to y'all. Okay? All right, so we're going to get up out of here now. Remember, you don't got to be a victim of coronavirus or of racism or of the Braxton Hicks unpreparedness. This is the Braxton Hicks now, so you know what's going to happen. You see how society, is responding. So now you know how you need to prepare yourself. Do you need to make sure you hitting your body, with that oregano and frankincense and rosemary every day. You need to be putting in your water and washing with it. You know what I'm saying? Misting your throat and your respiratory system with that, and building up your immune system, the ability to fight off these diseases and stuff. You see what's going on? How you doing your body? You see that? But above all, man, get to someplace safe, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is the time for you to prepare, because it's gonna get overall. We know, I keep saying it's gonna get worse. All right. So once the price of food drops, it ain't gonna get no better after that. That's it. That's your last. That's the last act. All right. It's about to be show's about to be over. That's gonna be the last act. All right. Last inning. All right. So may the Most High Yahweh, I don't like how that looked. The light coming in, but then it's like the upper faces like that, light here and then, you know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, so we're about to get up out of here. Maybe we'll make some more informative for you. At first they said they had a 6-foot radius. Now it seems like a 10 radius of infection. Stay away from people. You only go around them. You really should just that's why it's so important to just be by yourself off in the country and being self-sufficient, man. That's why it's so important, man. Get away from people. It's so important. That's why you see stuff like that. We are set apart holy people, but we interacting and touching and breathing everything that ain't holy and set apart. And we wonder why we going under the same bad thing that the other people are going under. Why? Because we didn't make no distinction between us and them. We have no barrier between us and the world. So when things happen to the world, they happen to us. Why? Because we right there. We right there with them. All right. So may the Most High Yahweh be with you all. And like I said, we'll be back to make some more, to give some more understanding of what's going on and what you can do and how you can prepare spiritually. Shalom to come.